So having done the purchase order, wherein I had a grid where I could capture more than one item, I had a lookup from vendor. Let's go into the invoice, which is typically the step in accounts payable process, so that wherein once you receive a invoice from the vendor, you have to match it against the items what you have raised in the purchase order. So I'm just receiving some invoice, and I'm just going to select the vendor over here. So it being MSC in this case, and I'm going to take this order number. So if you remember, this was the order which we had entered, and it has automatically picked up the items which we had entered in this particular order. So there were more than one items, all of them will get picked up here, and then I'm free to change the quantity. So instead of 388, I can say I just received 380 as a quantity and submit it. And it's going to just show me in this order lookup only orders which are pending on the vendor, not anything which is already received. So once I do that, essentially what is happening in the background is it kicks off a workflow for approval of this particular invoice which I have entered from the vendor. And in my approval screen, I get to see the similar forms experience where I had captured the invoice data, but this time with a comments field where I can capture the comments. And if I want to do reject, it says I must specify comments because it's mandatory for me to specify my rejection reasons to the vendor. So I must enter the comments. But on the other hand, if I say approve, it's going to go through and that item is removed from my inbox where comments were not mandatory. And finally, what happens is if you go and look at your purchase orders. It would have received this 380 quantity over here. Now, to show this part, we are just using a regular .NET object, which I'll be showcasing during when we built it. And the idea is that .NET object has updated this quantity, just to showcase how you could consume a regular .NET object in such cases.